There you are. We'll be with you in 1 sec, just checking that everything is in the right place and as it should be. Meditation's coming. Just Facebook always takes forever. I don't know why. 1 sec. Nearly there. Meditation's coming. Looking a bit yellow. Now, all is well. How are you? You good? All going well? It's alright if it's not, but I hope it is. I hope you're having a good day. We're going to do a bit of meditation now. This isn't a class, it's just a chance to meditate together. These daily meditations I do are part of the further emergence work. I'll explain about further emergence when we finish the meditation. But for now, if you're used to meditating, that's brilliant. Can you hang on while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation? There's lots of different styles of meditation. This is what I do. For me, it starts with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect to a part of myself that I connect to every night when I sleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm dreaming and then I drop at the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep where I have no thoughts, no memories, no emotions, no personality, no body even, no country, no nothing. Everything goes. Everything's just gone. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? Sounds like death. Why would I want to go there? But when I wake, I love going to sleep, okay? And then when I wake up, I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that that's a good place that I go to. And that's the place I want to go to when I meditate. I just want to do it consciously. So straight away, if you're new to meditation, don't try this lying down because you'll fall asleep. And if you don't fall asleep, you'll battle sleep, both of which are kind of contrary to what we're trying to do. So yeah, sit up. You don't have to sit in a lotus position or anything, like that, unless you're comfortable like that. You just sit in a chair. I'm just sitting in a chair. If you are sitting in a chair, make sure it's not too comfortable. No, not a big comfortable armchair, or you'll just be back into battling sleep. So as I say, my mind, no thoughts there in this place. So I have to figure out something with my mind. I have to figure out some way of working with my mind. So I just make a deal with it, or an arrangement with it. I just say, hey, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes because I want to meditate? And my mind is, at this stage, very on board with the whole idea. It's like, yes, fine, okay, let's do that. Now, if you're new, this is the first time you tried meditation, then your mind will be into it. It'll be like, yeah, meditation, great, that's a new thing, I'm interested in that. If this is the 20th or 30th time you've meditated and you're trying to build a meditation practice, your mind may give you a bit more resistance, in which case you want to give your mind the sorts of things that minds like. Now, minds like ideas, concepts, thoughts. So what you can do is maybe read a few books or read a bit about meditation, watch some videos about meditation. Give your mind the sort of things that it needs so it can get on board. The longer you do meditation, the more you'll have the benefits. You'll be able to kind of see the benefits in your life, and then your mind will get in behind that in that way. But if just in the gap, some thoughts and ideas and stuff, your mind will love that. So my mind is on board, that's great. Next thing is to stop thinking. Now, it's relatively easy to stop thinking because regardless of what I'm thinking about, which would be the content of my thoughts, the structure of my thoughts is always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound, that's it, I'm not thinking. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. And the practice of meditation runs parallel with the intention of my meditation. Now, I already said what my intention was. I want to go to this deep, profound, still, calm, Zen-like, just trying to think of all the other words that are used to describe meditation. I want to go to that place, And then the practice of meditation starts as soon as I stop thinking. And it pretty much goes, I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound, so I stop thinking, bring myself to not thinking. Then some time passes and I discover that I'm thinking again. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, right? Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, so I bring myself back to not thinking. Then some more time passes and I discover I'm thinking again. Like, oh, thinking again. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. Some more time passes, I discover I'm thinking again. Oh, I'm thinking again. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound, and so on. So the practice of meditation is just repeatedly bringing myself back to not thinking whenever I discover that I'm thinking. And I sort of alert you to it because, I don't know if you noticed, but when I was just giving you that little example, I wasn't kind of, by the third time I wasn't like, oh God, I'm thinking again. Oh no, what's wrong with me? Okay. Because that's what can happen. People can get the misconception that if you are thinking during meditation, you're doing something wrong, okay? You're not doing something wrong. These two go together, okay? Sometimes you'll be very deep and still in the intention part, Other times you'll be discovering that you're thinking. And both are powerful. It's very powerful when you're in that deep, still place. You can feel all sorts of changes in your body, easing of your nervous system. But it's also powerful when you are discovering that you're thinking. But maybe that's a bit more subtle, because what happens is if you're like me, the sort of things that you think about are to do with you. So I'll be thinking about, oh, why did I do that? And what am I going to do about that thing? And why did that person say that to me? And why did I say that to that person? And so on. Now, if I'm in the middle of meditation and having one of those thoughts, and then I go, oh, I'm thinking, right? So bring myself back to not thinking, turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. Indirectly, what I'm saying to myself is, that thought that you just had there, that you thought was you and you were it, well, you just made that disappear. You just went gone. So you're not that thought. In fact, you're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. So that's pretty powerful. And then the fact that you do that repeatedly, that's very powerful as well. So the main thing to get is that there's no right way to do it. There's no right amount of times that you should be bringing yourself back from thinking. And don't add to your thinking by thinking that you're thinking too much or you're thinking that you're doing it wrong. It changes from day to day, hour to hour, how many times you have to do that. Some days you'll just be naturally very easy and naturally kind of quite quiet. You won't have to bring yourself back that much. Other days, when there's been a lot going on, you'll have to do it a lot. And neither is more right than the other. Okay? The main thing is, every time you discover that you're thinking, just bring yourself back to not thinking. That's it. Just turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. Do that, you're doing great. Now, the other thing I'm doing as I'm doing all of that is I'm letting go of tension in my body. Or I'm becoming more aware of tension in my body. So what I do is I'm scanning my body from my head to my feet with my attention, and anywhere I find tension, I let it go. And I use my out breaths to let it go. Because it's very natural to just breathe it away. But it's also a really good way of just bringing my breathing to my awareness a bit more, because it's quite easy to hold your breath during meditation or to stop breathing altogether. So using the out breath for that just helps get around that. The other thing I'm doing is, as I'm scanning my body, I'm just paying particular attention to areas in my body that go across my body, or transverse, because mostly my body runs longitudinally. But anywhere that goes acrossways in my body has a tendency to accumulate tension. A little bit like a log going across a stream. It just picks up all the twigs and the branches and that kind of thing. Except in my body, it's tension. So I'm checking my eyes, for example, my jaw, my tongue, base of my neck, shoulder girdle, all my joints, they're all transverse sites. So shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles, and my toes. So the other thing I meant to say to you is having a nice quiet room is very helpful when you're starting out in meditation, because once you close your eyes, your hearing amplifies, and one of the things that triggers thoughts is little noises or loud noises. So the quieter the room, the better. And then the other thing I do to help my mind have less things to think about is I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. I'm going to set mine for 15 minutes, but if you're new to meditation, I'd encourage you to set it for shorter. I'd encourage you to set it for 5 minutes and then repeat that 3 times, because 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. Okay, so let me set my timer. Okay, off we go into the mystery. Now, if you feel like you've gone somewhere inside, you've gone very deeply inside, then take a little while to come back from that before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space at the same time, well, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like you've lost contact with the inner space, then you can just close your eyes again, reconnect with it, open your eyes again. Oh no, lost it again, close your eyes again. You can use your eyes like a valve to balance inner space and outer space. So as I said at the beginning, these meditations are part of further emergence. Further emergence is to do with growth, inner growth, growth in consciousness, spiritual growth, growth in awareness, all that sort of inner growth. Your body grows as a child and then an adolescent, and then when you become an adult it kind of stops growing and switches into replicating itself. But you keep growing on the inside. That doesn't stop. And just like when your body was growing as a kid, you might have gone through a period of accelerated growth, or what are commonly called a growth spurt, with the associated growing pains. You can have the same thing going on the inside, and those like periods of accelerated growth or growth spurts, inner growth spurts, can go on the rest of your life. And it's those growth spurts that further emergence is about, because they can be painful and disorienting and difficult too, and you can feel like things have really accelerated, things are changing on the inside very fast. You can feel like you might feel like you're stuck on the inside. You can feel this feeling of back pressure building up. You can feel very disconnected from your life. Your life can feel a bit unrecognizable, even though you made it. You can kind of, people describe it as they wake up one morning and their life doesn't fit anymore, or they don't fit their life. You can have physical symptoms. You can feel lonely and isolated, because you can go from everyone getting you and you get everyone to no one gets you and you don't really get anyone. And lots of other ways it can manifest as well. But just like, growing pains when you're a kid, or growth spurts when you're a kid, it's a naturally occurring thing. It's not like you need to go to the doctor when you're a kid. And similarly, it's a natural process. As in adult life as well, but it can be misidentified as if there's something wrong. So these meditations are part of that. They help with, because the more you understand and are familiar with your inner landscape, the easier it is to kind of navigate these difficult transitions. I have a Zoom group every Friday as well, and that's a chance to meditate a bit more deeply, to see other people go, oh, okay, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm not as on my own as I thought I was. And then there's questions and answers, and you can see them wherever you're looking at this, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. If you look around, you'll find the Zoom groups, so you can get an idea of what they're like, and you can come along to them and participate. And then the podcast I have a podcast as well. That's the audio from those Zoom groups. So if you want to listen as you're doing other things, then yeah, you can do that on the podcast. And then I see people one-to-one as well. And that's a combination. I think that is like working behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So in front of the scenes part is where we're talking and working things through. And then I also do energetic distance behind the scenes work with them as well to help with the process. So yeah, if that sort of resonates with you, have a look, follow along on whatever platform you're looking on, follow, like, subscribe, whatever, or have a look at the website furtheremergence.com if you want to read more about it or get a bit more in depth with it. Okay, so thanks for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow for some more. Actually, not tomorrow, I take Sundays off. Monday, see you on Monday for some more meditation. Okay, bye-bye. This is my little gizmo for turning off the camera. don't think it's working. Oh, there we go. No, not working. Okay, let's go old school.